something about the Dead Sea Scrolls that gave you a clue. You're like what would you call it, Indiana Jones or something, looking for secrets in the Lost Ark or something.
Well, it's interesting. Yeah, what you're talking about is an event that at the time was heralded as the Irish Dead Sea Scroll discovery.
Yes.
It was an archaeological find. And it happened in 2006, which turns out to be really sort of a hint at a prophetic year. And it was in July of 2006 in Ireland that a construction worker, not an archaeological dig, he was putting together a building project with his tractors and his bulldozers, and in this Irish bog soil, which is very muddy soil, he discovers these antiquities, which are about 22 manuscripts of the Psalms that have been buried there, written in Latin for over a millennia, probably about 1,200 years. And inside of those Psalms was, of course, Psalm 83. So they've tried to salvage some of these Psalms, which most of them were pretty much ruined, except Psalm 83. And it was actually opened in place.
Oh, my land.
Well, what's interesting, Pastor Jim, is that when that discovery happened, headlines were coming out, ancient bog, found medieval prophecy found in an Irish bog, and there was all kinds of interesting discoveries, heralded as the Irish Dead Sea Scrolls. At the same time that was going on, there was a 34-day conflict which had been going on for a few weeks between Hezbollah and Israel, where Hezbollah lobbed about 4,000 missiles into northern Israel and put many Israelis into bomb shelters throughout that whole month. And what's interesting, when you look at this Psalm 83, it's the only place out of 1,189 chapters in the Bible, 150 Psalms, and over 31,000 verses in the Bible, will you find any resemblance of a Hezbollah, which the inhabitants of Tyre is listed in Psalm 83, and Israel in a confrontation. And that would be in Psalm 83.
Yeah.
Now, Israel's had relationships with Lebanon and stuff in the past, and Tyre with Hiram when King Solomon was building the temple, and they had good relationships. But this is the only place where you would see a resemblance of a conflict. And at the same time that was discovered, I was putting on the finishing touches of my book on Psalm 83. So is that coincidental that these things were happening, or is that providential?
Now, I really feel ignorant because I have not heard of the Irish Dead Sea Scrolls. Because when I was reading Dead Sea Scrolls, and I just assumed it was part of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Now are these Dead Sea Scrolls that somehow got to Ireland? Are they the same batch of scrolls?
No, they're not the Dead Sea Scrolls per se. They are about 22 Psalms, manuscripts of various Psalms. And they're in the Ireland Museum. But the one that was fascinating is the Psalm 83 one. You're sitting in mud for about 1,200 years in antiquity that should have been torn up with the bulldozers or destroyed through decomposition.
Yes.
But it happens to be, out of all times, uncovered in the midst of the confrontation going on with Hezbollah and Israel. I think the Lord was trying to let people know, get ready, folks.
Do you
Psalm
think he
83
was
is
trying
about
to
that.
let you know that you were supposed to make sure this Psalms 83 message gets out?
Well, it was just an additional confirmation. I felt comfortable that this message had to get out now.